Good morning and welcome to your daily Bahamas headlines. These are your Tribune News highlights for Thursday, November 13th, 2025. Prison officers are being urged to show restraint and professionalism as they continue guarding the man accused of fatally stabbing their colleague, Officer Ashanto Johnson, at the Blue Ice Bar last week. Commissioner of Corrections Doan Clear acknowledged that the loss has devastated the officer's squad mates from the 2024 intake, but stressed that justice must take its course and the accused remains innocent until proven guilty. Officers gathered yesterday for an emotional memorial service describing Johnson as energetic, dedicated, and deeply loved by his family and coworkers. In other news, popular entertainer James "Milky" Lambert has died in a tragic car crash. Lambert, who was expecting the birth of his second child, is being remembered by relatives and friends as joyful, calm, and the life of the party. The government continues its plan to relocate long-standing roadside garages off Gladstone Road. Officials say the move is intended to reduce congestion, improve safety, and address decades of public frustration over unregulated repair activity in the area. Commentator Ed Fields is calling for the deactivation of inactive taxi and livery plates, warning that the long-standing practice of leasing plates is unfair and contributes to imbalance in the industry. Field says the government must take stronger action to ensure equity and restore confidence in the sector. 3 more shanty towns in New Providence and Abaco have been marked for demolition. The government's task force says the sites pose ongoing legal, safety, and sanitation risks. Critics, however, remain concerned about displacement of residents and the long-term plan for housing vulnerable communities. A major overhaul is coming to Mangrove Cay, Andros, as the government signs a $22.7 million public-private partnership to upgrade water mains, roads, and service connections across the settlement. Officials say the project will significantly improve pressure, reliability, and resilience for more than 1,000 residents. Several government employees say they are still waiting to receive overtime pay from the independence season and other major events earlier this year. With the holiday season approaching, public servants are calling for the matter to be resolved as soon as possible. In Fox Hill, FNM candidate Dr. Nicholas Fox says his clinic and office suffered about $8,000 in damages following the latest in a series of break-ins. He says, the repeated attacks have disrupted service to patients and forced him to tighten security. 4 juveniles are in custody after a stabbing incident at a school in Grand Bahama. Police say the investigation is active and more details will follow. Housing developers say there is no silver bullet solution to the Bahamas' housing shortage. Franon Wilson warned that solving the crisis will require a combination of zoning reforms, infrastructure investment, and policies to make land and home ownership more affordable. Questions continue over a large fuel spill near Exuma, with reports indicating that a defective hose may have been responsible. A shipping company involved in the incident has been granted another chance as cleanup and legal reviews continue. The Securities Commission has detected 142 breaches by licensees, including anti-money laundering control issues, but says most firms are working to correct deficiencies and improve compliance. A new report says the Bahamas is failing to meet key global standards on project execution, with only about 1/3 of public projects reaching their intended success markers. Analysts say the country needs better planning, monitoring, and coordination. Early responses to the National Productivity Survey show that Bahamians view employability and GDP per capita as the most important indicators of national productivity. Respondents also point to leadership, work ethic, teamwork, and innovation as key factors in improving output across sectors. The proposed redundancy bond for employers remains on hold as the government reviews concerns from small and mid-sized businesses. Officials say they want to protect workers without placing excessive burdens on companies. Under proposed changes to the Employment Act, mental health days for workers will be permitted but unpaid. Government advisors say the policy balances employee needs with the realities of business operations, but critics worry it may discourage workers from taking necessary mental health breaks. Banking and cybersecurity experts warn that many recent smishing attacks and online banking scams in the Bahamas originate from Jamaica, sometimes with help from local accomplices. They urge the public never to share one-time passwords and to remain alert to suspicious messages and links. Auto dealers say the government's push toward electric vehicles may not fit the realities of the Family Islands yet. They cite long distances, lack of charging stations, and grid limitations as major obstacles to widespread EV adoption outside New Providence. The Insurance Commission says the Bahamas is one of 8 jurisdictions meeting a key international standard, but notes weaknesses in risk assessment and reporting that must still be addressed. The Inter-American Development Bank is urging the Bahamas to strengthen project preparation and legal frameworks before entering major public-private partnerships, saying strong planning is essential to avoid costly overruns. Commentaries in today's Tribune highlight the rise of esports and gaming as a new digital entrepreneurship path for young Bahamians. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Tourism has partnered with an artificial intelligence firm to create personalized visitor experiences and help modernize tourism marketing, and a local company, Simplified Group, is offering a free artificial intelligence course and certification for clients. Today's editorial, A Test of Justice and Restraint, reflects on the murder of Officer Johnson and calls for professionalism, fairness, and accountability throughout the justice process. Letters to the editor call for responsible dog ownership in light of recent attacks and criticize the recent evacuation effort in Mayaguana as disorganized and harmful to vulnerable residents. Finally, BF is hosting its Dance for Diabetes event on November 15th at Goodman's Bay Park as part of Diabetes Month activities aimed at promoting healthier lifestyles. This has been your Tribune News Report from Your Daily Bahamas Headlines. Stay informed, stay aware, and have a blessed and productive day.